So in this Minecraft lesson, we're going to learn about a special type of list called a dictionary in Python. And in a dictionary, you can set up keys and then values for each of those keys. So for instance, let's make a dictionary for information about a person or a player in Minecraft. So this person, first of all, would have a key for their name, and then we put a colon, and after the colon, we'll go ahead and enter that player's name. So let's say the player's name is David. Okay, then we're going to have a comma and the next key for our dictionary. So this player has an age. Okay, a colon, and then we can enter that player's age. Let's say the player is 14. Okay, then a comma, and then let's say this player has a favorite animal. Okay, then a colon, and that favorite animal is a snake. Okay, then a comma. Now, when you're setting up a dictionary, it's usually easier to read the keys and items associated with those keys if they were vertical as opposed to horizontal. And you can do that by pressing enter after each of the commas. Right, so now my name is David, age 14, favorite animal snake, right? Then we have a comma. Now I can enter some more information. So maybe favorite food, and we'll say their favorite food is pizza. Okay, when you've finished entering all the information in your dictionary, then you're going to use a closing curly brace, right, to end the keys and values that have been entered. Now, in this dictionary, all of the keys were strings. Okay? They don't have to be. You can use floats or integers as keys. For example, if we made a dictionary for train times, okay, we'll have an open curly brace, and let's say at 1 o'clock, so we'll enter that as a float, right? The train will be at Castletown. Then a comma, and at 2:30, right, then the train will be at the sheep farm. At 3:15, right, then the train is going to be at Lake City. Okay, at 4:45, right, then the train will be at Castle City. Got a comma there. There we go. Right, and so on. So you could add as many items as you wanted to this train times list, but you can see that we started those with a key that was a float rather than as a string. Okay. Now, when you want to access items in your dictionary, okay, then you're going to excuse me, you can output them. So let's say we had a variable called agent name, okay, and we're going to assign that variable from the dictionary person and their name, that person's name. So if I print that variable, agent name, okay, now if we run, oh, I've got an error here, some invalid syntax. So 445, oh, I need a decimal there instead of a colon. There we go. Okay, so now let's run since we debugged. And there's my agent's name, David, right? That came from the key name, got accessed, and then that returned the item associated with that key. Okay, if I wanted to, instead of assigning to a variable, I wanted to print directly, right? I could say print train times, and we'll print the element 3:15. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run. And there we see at 3:15, the train will be in Lake City. Okay, I can also change values in a dictionary. So if instead of printing first, let's change the value in the dictionary. So we're going to say that person, and then bracket, and then the key name, close the bracket. We're going to reassign that with the equals operator, and let's change the name to Steve. Okay, now when we grab that person's name, right, and we assign it to agent name and print it, name, instead of returning David, should return its new value, Steve. Okay, so let's go ahead and run and test that out. Right, and we can see Steve got printed to the shell. Okay, we could do the same thing with our train times. So let's go ahead and change the value for the train time dictionary, and we'll change the elements for key 3:15, and we'll reassign that to be Shippensburg. So now when we run and print our train times, right, here is Shippensburg for the train departing at 3:15. And you can add new keys and items or values to an existing dictionary. So if I go back up here to my my person dictionary, and I want to add or not change an element, I just need to put in a new key. So let's add favorite color as a key, and then we're going to assign that key purple. So now if we, instead of outputting the agent's name, it will say color is person, and then we'll go ahead and pull out the favorite color, and we'll print that color. So let's go up and run and test it out, right? And there's Steve's favorite color, purple. Okay, you can also delete a key from your dictionary. So let's say I wanted to remove the train time for 1 o'clock. So I would say DEL, then the name of my dictionary, train times. Okay, then I'm going to put in the key. So let's put in 1 o'clock for the key. Okay, now that's going to remove 1 o'clock from my train times dictionary. And the item that's associated with it is also going to be removed at the same time that I remove its key. Okay, so if I tried to print train times for 1 o'clock, okay, that should throw an error because there is not going to be a train times key anymore associated with 1 o'clock. So let's go ahead and test that out. Right, and so we got purple, we got Shippensburg for our first two prints, color and train time at 3:15, but for train times at 1 o'clock, right, here's our error. It says there's a key error for 1.0 because 1.0 was deleted from the dictionary. It no longer exists there. we come over here to my Minecraft world and take a look around at what I've got to work with here. So let's go up to the top. So when I'm up at the top of this mountain, I can see up in the corner here, my position is 93, 42, 76. So I'm going to come back to my program and I'm going to go ahead and make myself a dictionary called places. And my first place is going to be the mountain in my world, and I'm going to assign to that key a tuple with those coordinates. So 93.4 was my x coordinate, my y coordinate was 42.0, and my z position, that's 76.6. Okay, then a comma, I'll press enter. And now let's come back over here to Minecraft and we'll fly up again and look for another unique location that we can label. So now here I'm at the beach in my world. So my position for the beach, I'm going to add to my dictionary. So my coordinate is 55.5, 0.0, and 17.4. Right, so I've now got two places in my Minecraft world added to my dictionary. Right, I can come back over and let's fly up. We can look for another unique feature. Right, so maybe over here where we have some flowers planted. Okay, we could call this the garden, and maybe I would plant some more flowers there to make it more garden-like, but we'll call this the location for the garden. And we can add those coordinates, 50.9, 6.0, and 63.6. Now, if I wanted to teleport my player to a particular location, then I would create a variable called location, and I'm going to set that equal to my places dictionary, and then the key that I want to teleport to. So let's say I wanted to teleport to the mountain. Okay, then my x, y, and z coordinates that I'm going to use in my set position method, they're going to come from the location element 0, right? That's going to assign 93.4 to the x. Element 0. There we go. Okay, then location element 1, right? That's going to assign 42.0 to the y value. And then location element 2, or index 2, right? That's going to assign 76.6 to my z value. So now let's teleport our player. So world.player.setPosition, and we're going to pass in the x, y, and z coordinates that we just got from the mountain. So when we come up here and run the module, right now my player has been teleported back on top of the mountain where I was previously. So if we scroll up, see, here we are way up on top of this high mountain. Okay, if I wanted to teleport my player to the beach, right, I could change my places key from mountain to beach, and now when I run, right, my player has been teleported to the beach.